And so a huge number of companies move from Western European countries, move their manufacturing and research and development facilities from Western Europe to our region, to the Central and Southeast European region. They also move because of the disruption of supply chains and what they experienced during the COVID period. They also move their businesses from the Asian regions to also to the SE. So the SE region, the Central Southeast European region at the moment is really the hottest spot for new construction, for new businesses, and also, of course, for PropTech. Because when you have a lot of economic activities, then you need also a lot of new solutions. So what is important here to know is that 60% of the foreign direct investments in Europe come from Europe. So yes, this is what I mentioned to you. Western European countries invest in Central and South European countries. They move business from west to east in Europe itself. And the percentages just speaks for this trend. For example, in 2020, only 27% of European businesses had plans to expand operations in Europe, 27%. 1 year later, in 2021, this percent is 40. 1 year later, in 2022, it is 53. You see how it is increasing. And in 2023, these are plans for this year, for 2024, it's 67%, close to 70%. They plan to move from west to east. This nearshoring or reshoring. That's why it's very important, and our region is really the hottest spot on the radar at the moment. And the other thing which is very important is it is a trend, and it's specifics which is very important for our region. That is important for PropTechs to know. Is that the largest real estate players in our region are not national; they're regional.
They're regional, okay.
Which makes the expansion of PropTechs in the whole region. These are 10 countries. Our region is around 40% of Europe. It's very large territory of Europe. And when, for example, a PropTech starts working with one such real estate company or player, it is a really very good way to expand in other countries where this player is operating. For example, we might have, for example, GTC. GTC is one such player in retail and office asset classes. They are Hungarian. They're from Hungary, but their headquarters are in Poland.
Wow.
And they operate in Bulgaria and Romania.
Wow.
You see, these are the largest countries. Yes, you have six out of these 10 countries are really drivers, and GTC covers 4 of them. So this is very important, makes expansion very easy.
Got it.
Yes.
Excellent. I'm blown away with all the insights I'm getting. Okay, I'm gonna share it on one of my best podcasts on PropTech that I'm having. Really, we are going to convert this into a really good media article also.
Yeah, thank you.
Excellent. So, how can international investors and stakeholders get involved with PropTech Bulgaria?
We can definitely share information about what is in there in all these 45 countries in Europe. So usually asset management companies, so construction or anywhere of traditional companies approach us for information about certain types of PropTechs, where they can find them, because the genius PropTechs are not that many. And they may not be, for example, in the Nordics. They may be in whatever country, in Romania, in Bulgaria, in Germany. So it is very important. We save a lot of time. Because we know really our database that we have is close to 96% of all existing PropTechs. So we dare say that we know all PropTechs in Europe. And it's very important, yes, to have this information. So any such company or any PropTech that considers entering Europe can contact me or anybody from my team, and we will be glad to have a conversation.
Got it. Very good, excellent. We will do that on our platform also. We will pass it on to you. We cannot let you go with such exhaustive knowledge that you have and not pass it on to new aspiring PropTech entrepreneurs globally, right? In fact, we just had an entrepreneur that I was talking to from Egypt. Okay, Alexandria is the city, and he's trying to build his own startup. What advice would you give to aspiring PropTech entrepreneurs globally with your expertise and experience that you have acquired over the years?
Yeah, and I will share this from the standpoint of being an entrepreneur.
Yes.
So for me, for all these 8 years, I have been operating PropTech Bulgaria. The most important thing is to have trustworthy partners. This is really the most important thing. I have had the worst situations throughout these 8 years, from partners which turned to become my competitors, stealing my business model, stealing know-how, and from partners which allied with my competitors, or partners which just were not trustworthy enough, and they didn't contribute to what we have agreed. So really, having trustworthy partners is very important. And this is one of the benefits we can give, because being so long time in PropTech, being among the first, we have seen everybody how develops, and we work really with only trustworthy partners. We don't work with everybody, and it's important.
Got it.
And we can advise PropTechs or any other companies how they can operate, and can recommend such trustworthy partners which have proven themselves trustworthy in time.
And if someone were to ask you advice and would reach out to you, I know you're a busy woman, but do you spare time out to give your advice to young and budding entrepreneurs? Like, do you participate in some seminars or some webinars where you are educating and passing on your knowledge to them?
The few people ask me about this to do this. Otherwise, I have been a mentor for MBAs for more than 8 years from my university in the UK, and I have advised entrepreneurs from a large variety of countries, from the UAE, from Austria, Germany, the UK, a lot of companies from the UK. For more than 8 years, this is really a very large number of people that I have advised them how to start, operate their business. And I have done this, but as I told you, a few people ask me to do this. Of course, it depends also on how engaging this will be for me, because definitely,
it has to be worth your time. I mean, the impact of your the value of your time only if it reaches to many people that is worth your time, right? So so maybe we could do, because I'm sure people are gonna love this content, this interview that we are doing, and there will be many who would be wanting to follow your work and your advice more. So we can figure out ways in the future how can we maximize the value of your knowledge,
exactly.
reach out to more people.
I'm open, yes, to discuss it.
Thank you. So as my closing remarks here, how can our listeners stay updated with PropTech Bulgaria? Do you have a social media website, newsletter?
Yes, just PropTechBulgaria.eu or cproptech.eu, SEE proptech.eu. We have a presence in Twitter, now X, LinkedIn, Facebook. So really very, very large presence. On our website, everybody can sign for our newsletter. So we release also a lot of information also in our newsletters. And or just find me on LinkedIn and connect with me.
Excellent. Any final thoughts? Any final thoughts, Sylvia, or message to our audience?
If you want to succeed, you must collaborate with the right people. Yes, and this must be trustworthy. Otherwise, you lose a lot of money, time, and most preciously, know-how. So this is my advice.
I think I like a quote where it says, "If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with the right people." So
yes.
Excellent. This brings us to the end of a very, very thought-provoking conversation packed with a lot of knowledge and insights. Thank you, Sylvia, for taking your precious time out, and apologies for my hiccup for coming to this podcast a little late, but it was all worth the wait. And we are going to do all our best to promote this as much as possible. We'll write media articles about it. We'll do short clippings about it, and we'll ensure that the more world knows about you, Sylvia. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. Yes, for the invitation. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
See you around, Sylvia.
See you. Bye.
Bye. Hi, Sylvia.